I think there's something seriously wrong with them. They sit and watch it for a whole evening.
I'm shooting a video the next 2 weekends. So
what's that?
Tanita Tikaram with the Italian singer.
Oh, great.
So,
and who's that for?
It's
doing all that.
Do you mind if we have lunch now? It's like 1:30.
Sure.
Should we go?
Yeah. Defer. Hello, dear.
Are you talking? Can I go with you? Do you mind?
No, fine. It's fine.
Just the usual.
How
you doing, dearie?
Hello. I'm Davina.
Hello, Davina.
Mwah.
Seriously, do you know what shows you're going to be doing?
I know I'm doing one, which is Girl Power, which is similar to Strip to the Waist. And it's about girls. It's about girl bands.
A show on MTV about girl bands.
Like, and all girl singers, you know, the old ones like Debbie Harry. What are you going to do with Girl Power, do you think? Have you got any visions for it yet?
Not yet. I have to get on it right
Starts
away.
on Thursday.
I have to get on it now, as a matter of fact.
What, now?
No, I can't talk about it now. I have to get back.
Can I finish your Kit Kat?
Yes.
So you a VJ on MTV?
Yeah. I hate that word, VJ. I think I'm... Sorry, you just back Kit Kat on my nose. I don't know why. It kind of conjures up something trivial.
What do you have to do with Peter?
Well, funny enough, I actually, on a work level, really to do it with MTV. I don't have much to do with Peter. I think he's just gifted.
Gifted at what?
Is that too... That's too gushing, isn't it? So... I don't even work for him either. Gifted at what?
I am here to kind of, helpfully, you know, whatever. But, you know, I want you to feel like you get, you know what I mean, that you and Toby are comfortable with the show that you're going to have to live with. And make sure he doesn't try to up the millimeters every time we have a conversation.
Right.
So, like, what's going on?
They're shooting the title sequence for the new version of The Big Picture.
Oh, right, and is that like a show?
Yeah, that's the movie show.
Right.
It's going to be the movie show that I'm going to be presenting part of that.
Oh,
so
right.
Bits and pieces of me, I think, are going to be entering into the title sequence.
Oh, right.
Are we going to be going from the bumper into Toby doing links during the show?
What's a bumper?
What's a bumper? It's a bit that goes in front of someone else that's slightly longer.
You know, they just could be dreamier, so to speak.
Yeah.
So,
although as
we're talking dreamy now. That's where you come in.
Dreamboat.
Feeling dreamy.
Yeah.
I think that Toby is seen more as a caricature. We see him, as Nick said, like in a maybe three-quarter profile. You're not. It's not Toby waving at you saying, "Hi, here I am." No, it's not him. It's like this you're spying on him.
Beginning to feel like an object.
Well, you are in the bumper sequence. You are
a mannequin,
a male model.
Right.
I mean, we're supposed to care about the show, about the piece of junk, either television, either. But actually, we just do what we feel. Pick one of your obsession and try to make it into something which is like palatable to someone else. So I'll just put buildings, like high-rise buildings, everywhere, no matter what the product is.
You're obsessed with buildings? What's Peter Doherty like to work for?
It can be very, you know, like a steel trap or something, so...
Like a steel trap?
Yeah, like something you can escape, or... I mean, it can't really escape its logic.
His what?
It's logic.
Babe, you say it's easy walking next to you. The people come and go every day. What's permanent is temporary history. You think you're Mr. Business with no time to play.
So you started it on air in New York?
Yes, as answering telephones and kind of production assistant, filing tapes and things.
I'll ring you back, thanks. Bye.
Good timing. Remember years ago, I don't know if you saw it, in the States they did a thing where Lou Reed read bits of Macbeth. And I was just thinking, I know it's difficult, but whether we could explore the possibility of getting talent to possibly do more than a typical interview or do more than a, you know what I mean?
I think they'd love the idea. I think if we approach them just for that.
Right.
And make it separate.
Separate shoot.
Yeah.
If someone read poetry or read an extract from their favorite book, it would imply that they learned about that book by reading a book as opposed to watching a TV show about the book or whatever.
I know Aerosmith are there this year, right? Even the Eels are there. And E is such a literate guy.
Yeah, if they're there at a festival, they have so much time on their hands between whatever.
We give them a choice of books. What if they read? What if they don't
Well, normally
read?
we'd say bring your own, but then of course at the same time, who's going to make sure that they remember to bring their own?
What's that guy? What's that English guy who writes those? You'll hate me for this. He writes all those great poems about the elephant. You know, he wrote that book. What's his name? He's really well known.
Babar.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward mine hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still.
Apparently, Italian people like to have MTV in English. They don't want it to have in Italian.
Really?
But at the same time, for me, as a viewer, it was a very good thing because studying English and not having the possibility of speaking English, that was, oh, okay, thanks to MTV, so I can practice my English.
So you learned English from watching MTV?
Yeah.
Does that mean that everybody's speaking like MTV lingo in Italy?
Check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're German.
I'm a German, yes.
Do Germans want to watch MTV in German or in English?
Well, the German music scene is quite important for Germany now, but I think the Germans are really, they don't want to miss international stuff.
Germans in general quite like, you know, to have a channel in English.
And one last thing, accelerator.
It's a title sequence, I think it's going to be, let's say, 15 seconds. You could talk to Tim and we could ask him to loop it and have it keep going for an additional few seconds. And then add a voiceover in German, you know, whatever.
What do you do?
I do title sequences and graphics and on-air promotions. Sometimes I'll be called in right at the last minute and it really varies.
Are you the only woman who's worked with Peter as a producer?
Maybe one of the few.
Do you think women find it difficult to work with Peter?
Oh, God. No, I don't think they find it any more difficult than men find it.
And I don't know if Sabine had a meeting with TX, because I kind of... I wanted to be in that meeting, and for some reason they didn't seem to want me there, and I just wanted to help.
On air, Tracy speaking.
Tracy.
Yeah?
Hi.
Hi.
Is anybody in his office right now?
No.
Do you want to meet in his office?
Yeah, we're going there.
Okay. You go in there and I'll be in there in a second.
Okay. Bye. Peter's not necessarily the easiest of people to work with. I wouldn't say he's the hardest I've ever worked for, but he's not the easiest either. I've tried not to take things personally because I think it's just the way Peter is with everybody. I have seen him with other people of all different levels, still with the same abrupt manner, so, you know, I try not to take it too personally, but...
Why don't you sit in this chair? It would just be different if you sit in this chair and I sat... Just sit in that chair and I'll sit in this chair.
Oh, no, I can't.
What's it feel like to sit in that chair?
It's a very high chair. My feet don't touch the floor. I feel a bit of a wally, to be honest. Or maybe this.
Do you think, like, some people like having people working for them?
Yes, definitely.
Some people need to be the boss.
Yes, and I think some people like everyone to feel that they are abrupt and hard work and a bit scared of them in a way. I think they quite like that.